might know Keyonda from Forge. If you've ever taken any classes at Forge, and if you don't know Keyonda, then
you got to hang out with me next time.
Right. Hey, Kristen. I see people coming in. So I'm going to talk. How long you been teaching yoga before we get to starting?
I've been teaching. So I started teaching Pilates 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
And then I started teaching yoga about a year, maybe a year and a half. So yeah,
wow.
a little over a year. Yeah.
That's amazing. You
I know,
still
the time is flying.
I know, time flies.
I know. Well, not right now, girl. We all homeschooling these kids. I'm looking like, wait, what?
The whole world is doing it.
The whole world is doing it. They like it or not. They
like
doing
it or not. It is what it is. It is what it is. I'm trying to invite some more people in here before we get started. Yep. I'm bringing them all over.
Yes.
So they can come join us. Let's see. I'm just clicking everybody. Everybody just going to be like, what is happening? I'm like, yo, all can come. Everybody join us as we talk about Wellness Wednesday.
Let's do this.
Excited to have you. I'm going to click like 20 more, and then we're going to get this party started.
Well, go for it. Go for it. Listen.
I want everybody to feel this joy on this. So we all home anyway. So it's like,
right.
Why not do
you might as well come on and hang out with us for a minute.
That's right. Why not? So let's get this party started, Keyonda. So I have with me here on Wellness Wednesday, you guys know, many of you know SEI. We are a multi-service agency here in Portland. And if you are outside of Portland, yes, there are Black people in Portland.
Other than the Trailblazers? No,
other than the Trailblazers. And we focus on those Black people in the families. And we service over 16,000 every year. And we're excited to have Wellness Wednesday. And today we have Keyonda McQuarters, who has been teaching Pilates for 2 years, but has been teaching yoga for 1 year. And many of you might know her from out in Portland, where she teaches at Ford. She also teaches out near me in Happy Valley. And she also homeschools her kid, which right now, like we said, all of us are doing. If you got kids at home, you're doing that too. And so she has been doing that for a long time, as well as something else, which I love about her. She helps us with the Black Girls Do Bike group here. And it's pretty fun that to have other people that look like us on bikes and on the road. So welcome, Miss Keyonda.
Thanks.
Good. Excited to have you. And thank you for taking your time out to be with us today. And our focus is really just to share love and information about wellness. Hey, Twix, I see you in there. And make sure that people find some value in this pause, right? And not just let it go by. But before we even start, how are you, Miss Keyonda? How are you?
Listen, sis, I am well. I'm going to be honest. I am well. The family is doing well. You know, for those of you that don't know, my husband and I, we have 4 kids. And so we're all home. so you know, I just said, shh. I'm going live on Instagram. And of course, my 9-year-old, can I come say hi?
Right. Like, no. Of course you can. Of course. Why not?
So, but we are well. And you know, the truth is, it's like you said, we are doing our best to take advantage of the pause. Of course, our hearts are with those who have lost their lives and lost loved ones and all of those things. But for our family, it has been a pause, and it's been an opportunity for us to refocus and regroup and really spend a little more time with each other. My daughter had went away to college. She left for college early, actually, and she came home for spring break, and now she's stuck, and I love it. Now she might say something different, but I love having her home. And I said to my husband just the other day, I said, you know, it feels like back when we were homeschooling all 4 kids and everybody was home, and he had a little more, you know, flexibility in his schedule, and we all would be home. And I do love that. So for us, we are well. And thank you for asking. We are doing well.
That's good. That's good. Well, I'm excited to have you here. Like I said earlier, if you guys don't know this woman, go to Forge and take one of her yoga classes. She's amazing, and you will get amazing energy from her. And it's really your gift, Keyonda. You are gifted in the way that you teach and the way that you hand out wellness to people where they can be inspired even when they thought they couldn't. So during this pause, how have you been using your gift to help others in wellness?
Well, one way is, aren't we all so thankful for technology, right? Yes. Like, could you imagine being in this situation without technology?
Man,
and so it's been using technology to an advantage to expand the audience, to share the message, and so I post a lot of videos on Instagram. I do yoga via Zoom. I've even reached out to my family. I'm like, we have family in Chicago, and we do like these Zoom meetings. I said, okay, the next one, I'm leading you all in a class. And so my auntie goes, well, can it be a beginner class?
Right.
You know. But I just think things like that. And I think also for me, staying aware of my own health, physical, mental, spiritual, emotional health, even as, you know, we're all in the house as well. And so I think for me, it's been all of those things. It's been the use of technology. It's been the opportunity to regroup myself, but then also playing with the kids. Like, so yesterday I decided I'm teaching my little girls how to jump double dutch. I was like, listen, y'all can't jump double dutch. This is ridiculous. Let's get out here, you know. And so I had some ropes that I've been having in my car because, you know, I'm from the west side of Chicago. I keep a jump rope. So we got out there and you know, we did that. And that is wellness. That is health. It was so good to be out there, sun shining, taking in the vitamin D and, you know, really having a good time. And so that's really how we're doing it. I'm teaching via Zoom. I try to encourage people and post messages on Instagram like you. And you're my inspiration for that. And just hang out with the family and keep moving. Really.
What an amazing thing, like double dutch. That takes me back, right? Like we did that in Hawaii. I had a couple people from my family come and visit, and we taught these kids how to play double dutch. And that just speaks to what this pause really can do, right?
Mm-hmm.
The fact that Miss Carla's saying, going back to basics, there's so little time now that we spend on teaching the things that we did all the time as kids, right?
Oh my
And now
gosh.
we can spend some quality time on teaching those values, teaching those fun things that are simple, but also engaging as a family. So I think I might have to do some double dutch tomorrow.
Let me know if you need a rope. I only have 3.
I'm just gonna take some laundry lines out and
That's all it is. It's a clothesline.
Yeah. Just hit it. Don't let it hit your leg though, because if it hits your leg, you're gonna be out of luck.
Listen, it happened to my 7-year-old. I said, you okay? It just builds a little character. It's gonna make them legs move a little faster.
Just rub it. You'll be okay. You'll be
all right.
Yeah. So let's talk about wellness, because as a whole, I think the most devastating part of this is that so many of us are being absolutely attacked. People of color are just being attacked by this disease, and a lot of it starts with this concept of underlying diseases, right? And that concept, I think we blow over that term so easily because we don't really want to talk about it. But the truth of the matter is that a lot of us, people of color, are not very well. And so talk to me about that. How does that even, does it resonate with you? Like, how do you feel about that?
Well, the first thing that I want to say is I think in this time, I want people of color to know that wellness includes you. Right. I think for so many times when we hear that word, we didn't think about us. You know, it didn't include us. We didn't, we saw other images. And I think that's why it's so important, like seeing you out there, seeing myself, you know, seeing people who look like you in the industry, people who look like you doing it. So that's the first thing that I want everyone to know. If you're watching this and you are a person of color, when you hear the word wellness, I need for you to think about yourself. I need for you to think about your loved ones. I need for you to see your family and include yourselves in that definition. Right. So I think that that's the first thing, because the truth is what I'm finding, Libra, is some of those, you know, they're those underlying conditions that we've been living with for a lot of us for generations. Yeah. We think they're normal.
Yes.
We think they're normal. And so I have to tell this story. Something happened. I'm in a group text with my family. And so my family is mostly all in Chicago. And we were talking, and because a lot of them have those underlying conditions. And I'm not talking old people. I'm talking about people in their 40s and 50s, right? Like, you know, and I said, well, let's talk about this. I said, do we think it's genetics, or do we think it's lifestyle? And as we were having that conversation, it boiled down to probably 90% lifestyle. Maybe even a little more. You know, I'm being generous. I'm being generous because I love them. I'm being generous. They might be watching. I'm being generous. So I said to them, I said, well, what we have to know is that we can change these things, and that those little things that we come to accept, like I can hear, I don't know if you have this experience, but I can hear my grandmother talking about another relative, and she would say, oh, she just got a little sugar.
Right.
For a long time. I promise you, I'm serious. I was like, a little sugar? What does that mean?
The stroke just jumped on her.
Right. Okay. So it's not just, you know, it's not just, and I'm like, it just, how did that? And so, you know, you're trying to figure this out, right? Right. So it's things like that. Like, so I need for us to know that, first of all, it's not a little sugar, it's diabetes, right? And second of all, you know, some of that we can change. You know, we definitely can. And people ask me all the time, like, how did you get in this? And this is really, I can't say it's my second act, probably more like my fifth. I don't know. But one of the things that started me on this journey, I was always active for the most part, but I just wasn't watching my wellness. I wasn't watching my health. And I went to the doctor, and she said, oh yeah, you are pre-diabetic. And I said, excuse me? I knew, you know, I knew I was a little thick in the middle, but what you mean, you know?
Right.
And so it was those words that really started me. And I knew some of my family history, and I knew that I just couldn't go there, right? At that time, my youngest was like maybe 2. And I said, I got a 2-year-old. I can't do this. And so I needed to make some changes. And so that's what I want us to know. I want us to know that wellness includes us. That's number one. And number 2, I want you to know that you absolutely can make those changes. Can it be tough? Absolutely. But you can do it. And it's about getting people around you that will support you and do those changes with you. Yeah.
Yeah. And I love that. Wellness includes you. I think that's an incredible line. I think that should be your tagline. I think, but as people of color, we have to know that just because the pictures of wellness are not, they don't look like us, and the default of that often doesn't replicate who we are, you can be wellness. Yeah. And you can redefine what it looks like, right? Like it doesn't mean you have to be skinny. It doesn't mean that you have to look any particular way, but wellness does mean that you can have peace of mind. Yes. And that's so important. But I love that. We're going to steal that from you. Wellness includes you.
Yes. Yes.
So
absolutely.
You've been teaching Pilates and yoga. So let's talk about that, because these are two things that the default of that do not look like you and I, right? And so let's talk about what you feel about yoga and Pilates and how you think people that look like us can benefit from it, especially during these times.
Yes, absolutely. I think the thing that I love most about those two very, I call them beautiful. I mean, I love them, is that you can do them anywhere. Like, it was great when we were all open and I could go to Forge and do my thing. But I can continue to, I pull out my yoga mat every morning and I can stretch my body. I can move my body, and I can, you know, lead myself in a yoga flow. Or if I don't feel like thinking about it, I can turn on YouTube and have somebody else just lead me, you know, in a yoga flow or in a Pilates movement or stretch. And I will say this, I think some of the messages that I hear so much from people who look like us is that I'm not flexible or I'm not. And I always say that that's great. That's great that you're not flexible. That means it's just for you. It's
Right.
just for you. That's who Pilates and yoga is for, as a matter of fact. It's for people who are not flexible. And I'm not naturally very flexible either. I'm really not. Now, I have watched my flexibility increase the more I keep a consistent practice. And I think that that's important. But I love these things because a lot of the have, like, for example, when I get into Pilates and yoga, it helps me regulate my blood sugar. It helps me regulate my blood pressure. It helps me relieve stress. It helps me, because talking about wellness, right? And talking about wellness is not a number on a scale. Wellness is not a size that you wear. Wellness is a holistic way of being.
That's right.
Right? It's your body, it's your mind, it's your spirit, it's your emotions, it's all of those things. And the thing that I love about Pilates and yoga is that it allows me to be healthy in all of those areas of my life. Now, don't misunderstand me. So I think of Pilates and yoga more of my yin activities. Although, you can get some yang in there. All you got to do is move a little faster, get the music going. And so I like the balance of it. I like that I can jump on my bike and ride 40 miles. And then I can come and get on my mat and stretch out my hips because, my hip flexors are crying because I've been on that bike for 40 miles. Just things like that. And it really is the balance. I like that when I don't feel like getting on my mat, getting on my bike, I can come to my mat and I can settle in. I like that when my mind is racing and when I start to feel concerned about things I can't control, I can get on my mat, get into my meditation and my yoga, and I can understand that I can't control all that, but what I can control, I'm right here in it, and everything else I'm letting go. And so I love that. For me, it represents a balance that was escaping me for a lot of years of my life.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
John was our guest last week, and he said hips after 40 don't play. And he's absolutely right.
Listen, I need to rewatch. I need to watch that because and these are things that don't nobody tell you, right?
Right.
And I'm like, wait, what they doing?
Not what I told them to do.
Not what I told them to do. Not what I told them to do.
So if someone wanted to try yoga, Keyonda, what would you tell them to do first?
The first thing that I would say is let go of anything in your mind that you think yoga is. That's the first thing that I would say. And the reason why I would say that is because for most of us, we have this idea of yoga. And because we don't fit that picture, it hinders us from trying it. It keeps us from being free to move in our bodies in a way that naturally moves, And so that's the first thing that I would say is I would just say, approach this modality with a clean mind. Like, just let go. Whatever. Maybe you saw somebody doing a handstand on Instagram. Let
You're
that
not
go.
doing that.
You ain't doing that. Let that go. Throw that out. So that's the first thing that I would say. And then the second thing that I would say is just simply come to the practice with an open heart. Come to the practice with an open mind. Come to the practice with a sense of gratitude for your body. I think that's my biggest thing. I come to yoga with a sense of gratitude for my body, and my body don't look like anybody else's body in the room, because the truth is every body, it really is different. I can have 40 people in my class. I can put them all in child's pose and it will look different on all 40 bodies.
That's right.
Because everybody is different. And so that's the one thing that I would say. And then the second thing I would say is, listen, jump on wherever and get you a little mat, a little $10 mat if you got one. If you don't have one, get that blanket, put it on the floor, jump on YouTube and just type in beginner's yoga. Right. And just start. That's what I would say. Just start. Yeah. If you jump on there and you type just beginner yoga, it's like we do everything, right? You really do have to just start. Mm-hmm. You know, you have to just start. So there are so many things out there. And if you want people that, you know, if you are a person of color and you want somebody, go to the child, you know, it's a Black girls yoga group. Absolutely. Come on now, you know it is, right? And so I think one of the beautiful things about the time that we live in, you got so much right here at the palm of your hands. Mm-hmm. It's so much. And now you can start in the beauty of your own home. Girl, ain't nobody judging you. Right. Man, ain't nobody judging. Come on, ain't nobody looking at you.
Right.
You can fall out of that pose and come right back in, and it'll be like nobody see you, you know.
Yeah.
And so that's really what I would say. It's just, if you go right to, even on, if you're on Instagram right now, if you go to Instagram, you type beginner yoga, pages will come up, people will come up, flow will come. And so we have those resources. And I would simply say, just start.
Yeah.
Just start.
Yeah. Just start somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, Keyonda, I can't tell you how much I feel blessed with just the statement that wellness is you.
Yeah.
I think that, and everything else you said is just amazing. But y'all out there, y'all gotta listen and listen well. We gotta move our bodies as a people.
Yes.
We cannot stay still. And we are just such magic. And why should we keep the magic to ourselves and keep it small? Make it big.
Make it big.
And
Make it
move
big.
your body and just start somewhere. Just start
Please
somewhere.
do. Please.
Yes.
Please. Even if you just start, let me say this, even if you just start in the most, what you think is the most simplest pose, you can start, we call it Shavasana. Just lie down on your back. Come on now. I know everybody watching this.
So I posted a picture of me in Shavasana, and every time all my friends said, "What, are you sleeping?"
You see? See? Listen, we all can start in Shavasana. Yeah. And you know what? That's what I use it for my meditation. I use it for start wherever you are, and just start right there. And maybe every other day or so, you add a little something else from that Shavasana.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. Well, thank you for taking the time out to join us on this Wellness Wednesday, y'all. You know, SEI family, thank you for joining us. Hey, Trey, I saw you in there. We love you, Keyonda. When we open back up, please go find her. She's on Alberta at the Forde Yoga Studio, and she's currently online, so you can follow her. And it's in my image. Yeah,
it's in his image.
In his image.
So you can follow me. And also, let me give this one little plug. Those of you that wanted to try yoga, Forge, all of our online classes are free.
That's right.
It's a donation. You know, you don't have to. They're all free. So if you go to forgehotyoga.com, you can come on and hang out. Come on, hang out. Come on.
That's right.
Listen, I'm teaching a yoga on Sunday mornings.
9 o'clock.
Yes. Come on. Y'all come on and hang out with me. Yes.
Absolutely. 9 o'clock. We love you.
I love you guys so much. Thanks, Libra. I appreciate you, girl. Listen, blessings on that half marathon. Come on.
Thank you. Thank you. Saturday it is.
All right.
Love you. Love you.
Love you, girl.
Bye.
All right.
All right, y'all. This is Wellness Wednesday here at SEI. Join us again next week, 2 o'clock. We got wellness information just for you from us, from the purest place in our hearts towards yours. Stay healthy, stay nutritious. Feed your mind and your eyes and your spirit with good stuff. Have a good afternoon, y'all. See you later.